Hello friends, welcome to part 8 of my 8-part series, 16 Facts about the Covert Malignant Narcissist Sociopaths. I wrote a book about my experience, published my first published work, and I will be writing more autobiographical books about, but not about this. This is this specific topic. This is the book, finally free. My Exodus from the Covert Malignant Narcissist Sociopaths. Who am I and why do I have a right to talk about this? I have deep experience, unfortunately. I would not wish this on anyone. It started with my parents. And we're not prepared, ever. It doesn't matter at what point in life we are faced with such a creature, but we're not prepared. But many of us, it starts in our childhood. And so for me, the people who brought me into the world were covert malignant narcissist sociopaths, and they primed me to be an excellent, easy target for everyone just like them after them. It was only in the past few years that I learned about this, and now I'm deeply educated about it because I have seen it from the experiential side of not knowing, and now I know it from the side of looking the other way and knowing what the scientific language is about this. So I'm going to give you 2 facts in each of these videos. Here are 2 more facts, and I hope this helps. They are bully cowards. They abuse mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and physically. It doesn't matter how, in what order it happens, it will always happen that way. Their pattern often follows this progression, which culminates in physical abuse, though there are many covert malignant narcissist sociopaths who inflict physical abuse almost immediately. This is the bullying. I don't have to tell you that. Their cowardice is the flip side of the coin. Okay, so let me, before I go into that, I refer to Mr. X. I am not saying his name because I cannot invite, if anyone should ever know who I'm talking about, and then tell him, then, as the malignant narcissist sociopath will do, they will file, he would file a lawsuit. He would do all manner of things. He would go to, there's no limit to the extent that they will go to protect their ego. So, he is named Mr. X. Mr. X financially destroyed me, as well as, he destroyed my life, including financially destroying me. And I am still in quicksand, and I am still paying the cost of his horrific, destructive actions, and I don't know if I will survive. The conditions are so severe and the catastrophe is so profound that I don't know if I will make it out. Okay. So back to the fact, okay? Their cowardice is the flip side of the coin. When his hag of a sister put her hand in my face to tell me to shut up because I was saying something that she disagreed with during a dinner party, Mr. X sat there silent and unmoving. He is an odious coward. He stands for nothing because he believes in nothing aside from his gratification, pleasure, amusement, and the preservation of his brittle ego. Mr. X would not tolerate me doing anything while speaking with him on the phone. I would have my headset on and be talking with him while doing any number of things that I had to do: laundry, washing dishes, grocery shopping, anything. I wanted very much to speak with him and have the quality time, but he would not tolerate me doing anything during that time. If I did talk with him while I did other things out in the world, he would scream into my headset that the noise around me was too loud. I had to apologize incessantly to him for the noise offending him. He would insist that I had to sit in an entirely silent environment and look at nothing and do nothing and focus all of my attention on him. It didn't matter that I had a massive pile of things that had to get done. Those calls might be the only time we could have together, since he didn't make time for us to be together unless there was a, quote, event. He didn't set aside simple, quote, ordinary time to be with me because he could not just be and be contented. He had to always be doing something, quote, important that he could brag about to others. He couldn't be with me and make any moment joyful, no matter how mundane. I was always looking to enjoy the quotidian moments with him as much as the, quote, important ones. I just wanted him to enjoy being with me for no reason at all. As I mentioned above, since he actually hated me, that would never happen. So one of the other facts that I'm not talking about in this video is that they actually hate you or us. The Covert Malignant Narcissist Sociopath actually hates the person that they are persistently claiming that they love and lying to constantly. Okay. So I gave that example of a situation where I wanted to be able to have quality time with him, but he wouldn't make time just to be with me, and he couldn't just be because they are perpetually discontented. And so if we were on the phone, it might be the only time we could have, and I really wanted to be able to have that time and have that quality connection, but he wasn't really interested in the connection. And they are not interested in the genuine connection. They're not interested in us, you, me. Second fact, another fact that I'm putting into this video. They are spectacular. Let me repeat that. Spectacular liars. I promise I will never abuse you again. I am racked with guilt over how I treated you. As they pointedly don't do any of the things that they could do, that they had promised to do, to repair some of the damage of their wrongs. Mr. X sent me many emails of, quote, remorse, and I still have them. In, stream of consciousness of remorse, Mr. X sent me many emails of, quote, remorse, offered to make remedy by loaning me money. It should have been a reimbursement, not a loan, to compensate for the crushing financial fallout of his manipulations. He played the game all the way to having me draw up a loan agreement, which he gushingly thanked me for in extremely pretentious, flowery language that he, quote, would have someone look at. So he admitted his wrongdoing. I have emails of him, or I should say fake admitting, right? I mean, it's all lies, right? So I have emails of him having written, "Oh, I'm so sorry. He doesn't mean any of it. He never meant a word of it. But then making this absurd, quote, offer that he would lend me. So he's responsible for me being financially ruined. So he should just give me the money back. But then he was saying that he would make a loan to me. So he strung me along for quite some time on that. But interestingly, if you may notice, he made me do all of the work. So he financially ruined me and then bullshitted about how he was going to, quote, loan me, and then gave me the job of having to go create a loan agreement that he would then have someone look at and submit his approval, none of which occurred. Let me just make that, if it isn't already abundantly clear, none of that occurred. So he strung me along for a good year on that lie. Now you would say, well, why did you? Because I am in desperate, utterly and abysmally desperate circumstances. And when he was making that that was, you know, that was a bit of time ago. Imagine how much worse it is now, since I haven't had the wherewithal to make any real substantive improvement in my circumstances. Things have gotten exponentially worse. And I'm terrified. Anyway, they are spectacular liars, and they make all these whatever promises they make, but then they give you the job. So I'll do this and I'll do that. And then what's the next thing that happens is they've got you doing the thing that they promised they would do for you. That's actually pretty much, in the simplest terms, the covert malignant narcissist sociopath promises to do whatever, makes statements about they're going to do such and such and such for you, and then the next thing they do is they give you the job of doing the thing that they said they were going to do for you. Okay. I hope that this is helpful. I have shared my experience. So I wrote this book and shared my experience. I'm not keeping people's dirty little secrets any longer. The truth is told. I'm sharing the truth. I hope that my experience is useful in strengthening you and validating. I mean, the whole point of this is that, well, look, see, here's my experience and here's what happened. And by extension, hopefully you feel that there is a validation of your experience. If you are currently trapped in some sort of dynamic or relationship, or some person who is significantly negatively impacting your life, someone who is a covert malignant narcissist sociopath, I hope that this is another voice of somehow, I hope, helping you to get out of it. And I realize that can often be impossible, because you may be trapped financially. I was trapped financially. I understand this. If you have not or are not entangled in such a dynamic, then I welcome you to use my experience as your cautionary tale to save you the trouble. I do hope to be another voice of education. One, for those individuals, so that they don't get caught up with such a person. And two, if there are more educated people, and in addition to that, those educated people endeavor to do good, then perhaps the collective result of that is that fewer of these horrible creatures get to destroy fewer people. And you know, perhaps that whole cycle can be limited by a greater level of knowledge for a greater number of people. My hope, I don't know. Again, please subscribe, please follow. This is part 3 of what will be 8. See you again. Probably, I'm trying to do one each day, so hopefully see you tomorrow. And until then, namaskaram. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.